Hello, YouTube. Um, just want to talk a little bit about, how is this economic collapse gonna go down? How it's actually gonna happen? Um, how what would actually what events you would see after the collapse? I think the first thing you gotta break it into sides. You gotta break it into the different sides of society. You've got probably the higher up class. They're probably gonna move to a different place. So you probably have a few people who get out. Not many. Um, what would you see about the borders of this country? Would there be would there be places that were just locked down and you couldn't leave? What kind of violence would you see? Well, I think that's the question is whether you got the lawful side, the people who obey the law, and the people who don't. People who obey the law, most people probably won't do anything violent. People who don't obey the law, they'll just divide this. They'll just come and take what's theirs or what they think is theirs. That's somebody else's words from another YouTube video. I want to give them credit. Um, but this guy I saw on YouTube, he actually made a good point that there is a lawful side and there is an unlawful side. Um, and if there's going to be food shortages, starvation, violence, and for the people who just don't care, they'll just come into your home and try and take it. There's going to be a lot of messed up stuff happening in this country very quickly. Um, and anybody who doesn't listen to all the thousands of people online, including myself, telling people, watch out, the collapse is coming, you're just killing yourself. You know, um, and I'm a sympathetic person. I've sat down, I've helped people, I've done good things, I've done my share of bad things. But the point is that if you don't prepare, you're going to die. Um, and that might be true for the whole situation. That might be not be true for everything because nobody can predict the future. But there's going to be so much food shortages in this country. No, it's just insane what's about to happen. I see it all the time that people just don't listen. It's like people don't have the ability to listen. Um, and of course, it's different when somebody listens and does not agree. There's a difference between listening and does not agree. Um, when somebody listens and to your ideas and they don't agree, you can tell. They're listening, but they say, no, I don't agree to that, or they do this. When somebody doesn't want to listen to you, they just say, I don't want to talk about this. And when it comes to economic stuff and it comes to the collapse, if you don't pay attention, you're just messing your life up along with the thousands of other people's. This collapse, it's there's gonna be stages to it, I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that we're only in the tip of the iceberg basically, and then we're gonna plunge into the darkness. Um, you're gonna have gang members all over the place. When shit hits the fan and flays everywhere, um, you're gonna have you're gonna see riots. You might see even you might even see guerrilla people coming up all over the place. You might even see just people going against other people. You might see people going against cops. You might see people going against gang members, fighting here and there. You know, and most people will probably clear out the cities. Um, and this goes for everybody. Most people will probably clear the cities because there won't be any food. There will not be food. End of discussion. I don't care what most people say, but if it's really oil that's making this happen and money, oil and money, it's why we've been going into all these countries, is for the oil, then if that's what's going to be in shortage and the prices are going to go up, well, the only thing that's good, the thing that brings in the food in this country is oil. It fuels the trucks and the planes. And me and my dad were talking about this in a car not too long ago, that this is gonna this is gonna go away, and because we import all these stuff through the trucks and the planes that people drive, what that's gonna do is that's gonna just kick us in the butt. It's gonna make it so there's no food in this country. And the collapse is going to happen. It's the way this country is set up. The way this country is set up is so it gets knocked down. And it's been this way for a long time now. And it sucks, it does, but it's the way it is. You can't change it, and people have tried to change it. They've gotten assassinated. It's just there's going to be stages to this collapse. That's what I'm trying to say. And we're probably, what's going to happen? What's the first stage that's going to happen? Well, we're probably past the first stage. The first stage of the collapse is the information stage. We're past that. We're seeing Occupy Wall Street. So we're probably on the second stage. This third stage is probably somebody's just going to get pissed off and go for the gusto and try and get violent. The third stage is probably that the local authorities will disabandon. I'm thinking local authorities will probably disabandon, which means there won't be any police force, there won't be any army. I mean, because everybody, it doesn't matter who you are. You live in this country, you eat the food off the grocery stores. There's no, if it affects everybody. Even the people in the CIA are going to be affected about this. Even the people in the FBI are going to be affected. The people who, the National Guard, if you can't have food, you're going to have to work for it. Anybody who lives in this country, has a house here, is going to be affected by this. Everybody. Doesn't matter who you are. Because of this, it doesn't matter what kind of power you have. If you can't get food, you can't get food. So we're all just going to be scrapping for it. And there are millions of people in this country. I don't want to be in a city when it really starts to pick up, because it's going slow now. But I get the feeling that there's going to be some incident that just makes things fly. You know, just makes them fly. I don't know what that's going to be, but I can just tell you that I don't know, I got a bad feeling that in the next year or so, some OD thing is gonna happen in this country that's just gonna pick things up. I mean, I've seen predictions from 1 to 2 years, maybe 4 years, things might break down in this country, in USA. But I don't know. I got a bad feeling that there's just gonna be another incident. I don't know what it is. I don't pretend to know what it is. I just get feelings, you know. Another stage that'll happen probably after the other stages I've already mentioned is the starvation stage, is where there's no food anywhere and people just have lost the will to fight, and you see a Great Depression. Like, I heard another guy on YouTube, different guy than if I said before, but another guy on YouTube said we lost crops this year, prices are going to go up next year. Um, it's just, this is coming. It's looming over us, and nobody's listening. Not even my own mom listens too well. Um, and that's something to say on YouTube. But nobody listens. Nobody really listens. What is listening? I've touched this before in this video, that what is listening? Listening, it's not always agreeing with the person, but what it is, it's just taking in what they say and trying it, testing it. Not always in the world, just in your mind. And when somebody doesn't do this and they just turn a blind corner, you can see it. Just like I was taught by a smart person once that that most people can tell when you're lying. They can just pick it up. Well, it's the same thing with listening. If you don't listen, most people can just tell. I'm almost out of time here, so I'm gonna just say that this collapse is coming, and we just gotta prepare for it. We just gotta prepare for this different types of stuff here, different things that are gonna go on. If you're not prepared, don't even go there, man. You're gonna have one heck of a ride.